welcome back to my channel. It's me again. It's Saturday. I hope you're having a great weekend. Tell me what you think of today's video. We're going to be talking about Louis Vuitton returns, a few Louis Vuitton unpopular opinions. I apologize in advance if you're annoyed at me, okay? And I'm also going to answer some of your questions. Some of you did send me some questions as I asked you to yesterday, so thank you to those who did. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So this is actually inspired by something that I saw on Facebook. There was someone talking about how they feel like they've been banned at Louis Vuitton, which they do. I actually have a video about being banned at Louis Vuitton. I'll link in the description below. And what we're going to talk about here though is returns, like people who are being banned because they're returning too much product. So we're not really going to talk about purchase limits. Most of you know there are purchase limits at Louis Vuitton. It's quite a complex thing to understand. Even VIPs, Vuitton calls them very important clients. I'm just going to call them VIPs. It really annoys me that they call them very important clients. Just call them VIPs, but whatever. But even VIPs have been banned. People who spend like 6 figures a year have also been banned at the house. So like, why is this happening? So anyway, I want to share one story basically. Well, there are a few stories I'm going to share. I think that like people are absolutely being banned at Louis Vuitton because they're returning items. On the books, Louis Vuitton says you can't be banned for doing too many returns. Amazon, honey, has banned people, okay, for returning too much, okay? So if you think Amazon can ban you for doing too many returns, Louis Vuitton can absolutely ban you for doing too many returns. And I think it's one of these things like the way Hermes has like one-to-one spending but pretends that it doesn't exist. I think it's the same thing for Louis Vuitton. I think they have, you know, many people who are returning too much and they just decide, you know what, let's just cut this person loose, okay? Make them walk the plank because we just don't have time, you know, to deal with the shenanigans of them constantly returning items. What makes you an excessive returner? I don't feel like there's like a hard and fast rule. And full disclosure, I live in Tanzania. In Tanzania, you cannot get refunds on items, you can only get exchanges. So I live in a country where we don't have a culture where people return things. However, I did live in Europe for a long period of time. I understand the culture of returns. I've returned things before, but I think that some people at Louis Vuitton are returning too much. And I think excessive returns are something like this. Let's say every quarter you're buying new products from Louis Vuitton, but at least every quarter, let's say you buy, I don't know, let's say every month you're buying something from the house, but every month you're returning something. You're probably not a profitable client because you're buying, you're returning. You're not buying and keeping and keeping and keeping. You're just buying, returning, buying, returning, buying, returning, okay? So there are a few things that I wanted to talk about and I think it's really important. First of all, there are people who buy and return who are part of like the counterfeiting industry. So they buy an item, a genuine item, so they can study it, you know, see how the monograms fit, see how the logos fit, and then return the item. That's a legitimate thing that is happening. Another thing that is happening is there's some people who are just like buying and buying and buying and using the like products basically in the service from Louis Vuitton as an interest-free loan to try things out as like a free trial. So, you know, if you know software, I'm sure most of you do know software very well. I have to use like a lot of software for my business. Sometimes you get like a free trial where they don't charge your card. And then after the free trial, they charge your card. I think a lot of people are using Louis Vuitton in this way. And even Chanel as well. Hermes don't play those games, honey, okay? Because in America, Hermes don't really offer refunds. And salute to them for that because they just don't have the time. And I feel like Louis Vuitton are really kind of under siege at the moment from these people. So I want to share the first story that I saw. I actually saw this on Google Reviews as well. So let me just paraphrase. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but it is on Google Reviews. So there's this couple who they were like, you know, they went to the Champs-Élysées mothership boutique, which to me is one of the most stressful boutiques ever in this world. I remember 2014. Seeing it, okay, seeing people stand outside like they're going to Disneyland Paris, okay? And Edward was like, again, forget about it. We're not standing in the cold to enter Louis Vuitton. I was like, okay, don't worry about it. You get me. Just a very stressful experience. That story is extremely stressful. So this couple was in there. They felt like they weren't being treated well. But then, whatever, they decided to buy some products, okay? So they buy a bag, okay, and they felt like they were being looked down upon or whatever, okay, and then they go back to the hotel. Then what they decide to do is go back to the Champs-Élysées boutique return the bag, take the money, and then go to another Louis Vuitton boutique in Paris, I think the Montaigne one, or another boutique from LV, and purchase there. I just can't, like, I can't. Okay, please God, like, please God give me the strength to be diplomatic, okay? First of all, that is so childish and petty. You are not hurting LV, honey, okay? Number one. Number two, this is the mothership boutique of the most famous, the most profitable luxury brand in the world. And you think that you returning your one canvas bag, okay? You think you returning your canvas piece is going to like affect them, you know? It's just not. Imagine like they go and return the bag and then literally, because there are people queuing, okay? And then someone walks in, okay? And they sell that bag to the next person. I think that if you're someone who loves this brand, I don't think that you should do things like that. I know that we've all had really bad luxury experiences. I've had them too, okay? I've told you before. I went to the Chanel Avenue Montaigne store, didn't have a good experience there. We've all been there, okay? But I don't believe in being like vengeful and vindictive. Like that feels vengeful to me. If I had a bad experience in the store, I am not spending my money paying ATM fees on my card. I mean, paying fees on my card when I'm, you know, doing the payment, okay? Taking the bag and then bringing it back to return it to hurt their feelings. Can you imagine like the essays at the Champs-Elysees store? They're probably just laughing at that couple. Like you know what? I don't swear on YouTube, so let me keep it clean and let me just like not be too hard, okay? Because I read that story and I was like, you people are like actually silly. You're actually silly. So I think things like that to me, I don't think are good. Now, obviously that's a very touristy boutique, so they're probably never going to go back there again. And maybe if they do go back there, you know, it'll be on their history that people and return something, so they'll still be treated really badly, whatever. Okay, fine. So another story that I saw, and this is like one of my favorite Louis Vuitton stories, I saw this a while ago, was this woman bought a bag for her mum, okay, as a gift. Her mum had the bag for a week. This was another canvas piece, okay? Now, when I read the review, the bag was not faulty or defective. Her mum had the bag, okay, for a week, and, you know, was literally having it in the house, okay? And she was using the bag, but then decided that she didn't want it anymore. So the person decided to take the bag back and get a refund and then return the item. And it was like a really stressful experience for obvious reasons. Okay, you've had a bag for 7 days, well, your mum has. Your mum decides she doesn't want it. I wish I would give a gift to my mum or a close family member, and then someone tells me they don't want the gift. And I wish I would be like, I'll be like, are you mad? First of all, my mom would never do that. She'd be like, she'd take the gift and she'd be super happy. But I feel like in this situation, I feel like the customers are annoying. And I think that also is why sometimes like people get treated really badly in these stores, because, you know, you're not using common sense. You bought a gift for your mom. Okay, God bless her. She used the bag for a week. She decided she didn't like the bag, and then you go and try and return it. Louis Vuitton are going to take that bag, okay? They're going to resell it to someone who's going to do an online order. I've told you guys before of LV shenanigans when it comes to the website. Okay, they are known, particularly for canvas. They wouldn't try this with an en-prompt piece or like an exotic piece. They would never try this. But with canvas, they're known for taking returns and like using the website to like offload returns. Okay, I think that's just really bad form, and that particular person gave that boutique a bad review, but I felt like she was in the wrong. Okay, that bag is used. It is no longer mint condition. Okay, it's no longer mint condition. I like my products and bags brand new. I want that thing to be mint condition, brand new from the boutique. So in these two stories, I think you can see that, you know, returning an item, if it's defective or faulty, or you simply change your mind, which I think is fine, as long as the item is in the box. By the way, I'm not talking about you if you bought something from Louis Vuitton and it's in the box, you haven't used it, and it's brand new. That's fine. But in the first story, you think you're hurting the most profitable and most successful luxury brand in the world by returning your canvas bag. I'm pretty sure the essays were like, we don't care. There's literally someone right behind you who's gonna buy this bag. Like, please go away, please leave us alone, do not come back here, you know? And then in this story, I think it's again, people not understanding that returns are not meant to be interest-free trial periods for you to see if you like this bag and if you want to use it or whatever. I know that a lot of these stories, a lot of them, particularly the ones pertaining to Louis Vuitton, when I see them on Facebook and when I see them on social media, a lot of them are people in the US. I am familiar with US consumer culture. When I was in the US for my honeymoon, I was really struck by like the super liberal approaches to returns and refunds, and I think that's fantastic, and I really like that about American shopping culture. I feel like every country has its own shopping culture, and as someone who loves shopping, when we were in the US for our honeymoon, you know, we had a great time in America, and particularly I remember in New York, we went to New York for part of our honeymoon, and Edwin loves New York's shopping culture. Like, he loves New York so much. He loves the way like the stores are open late at night. I remember we were walking around Times Square shopping late at night. It's a vibe, okay? So let me be clear. I love that about American shopping culture, and I love the fact that it's very liberal, because that second story, that was a US story. But in terms of like liberal, in terms of the fact that consumers have a lot of rights. However, that doesn't mean that the person should be using like the product as this like trial service. Now, to be fair, it was a gift for her mum. Obviously, we all love our mums, okay, on this channel. We want to make them happy. I understand that, but it was 7 days, okay? It was 7 days. That bag is no longer new. It is used with a capital U. It has been used, okay? There's no difference between that and a used car, okay? And I don't know, I just can't with that. So, Louis Vuitton are starting to ban these people who are returning too much, excessively returning. It is starting to happen. If you have been banned from Louis Vuitton and it's not because of purchase limits, you probably have either maybe really upset someone in the boutique or you're returning too much. It's pretty much, you know, that's straightforward. There's an influencer who posted once that, you know, she felt like she was getting really bad customer service from Louis Vuitton. And this influencer posts like really cool Vuitton videos. And I remember seeing someone comment on her page, okay? This person, you know, had a lot of people dragging them in the comments, but the person was like, hey, no disrespect, but you're always returning your Louis Vuitton items. Maybe they've just decided, you know, that you're banned. And I was like, whoa, like, let me put my weave, let me make sure my weave is on, okay? Because the person, you know, was very straightforward. But even when I was watching her videos, I was like, this person might have a point, because this particular influencer was like returning, like, you know, buys, returns, and there's always a reason for the return, that the quality this, quality that. And I'm going to talk about that later in my unpopular opinion. So I think that it's definitely happening. Even if LV officially says that they don't ban people, they absolutely do. I think that if you are someone who's returning a lot, you have to ask yourself, why are you constantly returning? If every single thing can't be a quality issue, I don't really believe that every single thing is a quality issue. I also think when it pertains to canvas, at this point in the game, Louis Vuitton is kind of like Chanel at this point. They don't really care what people have to say about canvas quality. If you don't like it, you know, they just don't really care. And I actually think that they want to phase the people out who are very specific about canvas quality, and that the canvas needs to be like this and the canvas needs to be like that. I actually think that they want to phase them out, because they want to move more canvas people onto leather and exotics and trunks and all of that. So I would just love to know what you guys think about people being banned at Louis Vuitton. I think it's just a fascinating thing. You know, I've seen people post on Facebook like the letters that you get from Louis Vuitton, like the ban letter, and even VIPs have received these, and because there are some VIPs who are reselling absolutely on the side. In my opinion, like, I think, like I said, as long as you're returning something that's, you know, defective or faulty, you change your mind. I don't think you should be constantly returning, because I think that it has a really negative effect on the whole Louis Vuitton ecosystem. First of all, the essays, the people whose, this is actually their job, this is someone's career. You're actually putting a lot of pressure on your essay. These people have targets that they need to meet. When they have their meetings with their store manager, you're definitely going to be someone that they're going to be talking about, like, oh my God, you have that client who's constantly returning things, like cut that person loose, you know, cut them loose, you know, we're done with them. Okay, so you're affecting someone's job if you're returning too much. And I feel like that if you're returning too much, you'll probably notice like a change in the relationship with your SA. Like maybe the relationship will be a bit colder. All of a sudden you're trying to locate the multi-pochette accessoire, you know, with the khaki strap, and all of a sudden that cannot be located because they're like, okay, cool, well, why should I locate it for you? And then you're going to like say that, oh no, there's this tiny little quality issue, I'm going to return it again, you know. The second thing is you're affecting other Louis Vuitton customers with excessive returns. Remember what I'm saying here, excessive returns. I don't want you being like, Kagan, you hate all people who return. No, excessive returns. You're affecting the rest of us who love this brand. We all love this brand. If you're watching this video, you probably like Louis Vuitton and you're shopping from them. You are affecting other people if you're returning too much because you're putting a product that is not brand new back into circulation. And LV are thug life when it comes to reselling items that have been returned, honey, okay? Many people are complaining about bags that they're receiving from the online website. And it's because LV is definitely using some of these bags and, you know, sending them through the site as returns. But if you constantly are returning things, that means someone else has to buy your return. So you're affecting other customers as well with excessive returns. Something else I wanted to talk about, you know, as pertains to the first story from the Champs-Elysees, I don't think that people should return things to be petty. I remember like on another luxury page, I saw this person comment saying how they were treated really badly at Gucci once. So they decided to take all their stuff that they had picked up from Gucci, go to the till, and then be like, you know what, you guys can go, you know, F yourselves, okay? I'm leaving the boutique. Like, why would you be so dramatic like that? If you had a bad experience, why would you take all the stuff, go to the till, pretend like you're gonna pay and then leave the shop? You're literally instantly, you will never be able to shop at that store again. All luxury SAs know each other. They all work at different brands. If they know your name, they're gonna be like, oh my God, don't, like, what if that person wants to go work, like buy things at Hermes or buy coat bags at Hermes and they know who you are? They're like, oh my God, don't buy from her. She tried to bring her stunts. Like, don't use returns to like be dramatic and stuff. I have noticed that people do that. Like, well, I bought it and then I returned it because they're not gonna get my money. Don't be dramatic. If you had a bad experience at the boutique, just, you know, don't buy it. You know, we've all been there when the experience hasn't been good. I just find that just so childish, so petty. That's almost vengeful to me, which is quite strange. And I don't know why someone would be so vengeful over like luxury goods and luxury items. It's just shopping. So that's how I feel about the Louis Vuitton excessive return situation. To be honest and to be completely blunt, if you are returning too many items, I just feel like you should take a break from the house and you shouldn't be buying too much from them. My older sister is in town. She actually lives in Geneva. She's in town at the moment. And I was at Mum's the other day and she was there. We were talking and she had like one of her favorite bags, which is the Longchamp Le Pliage. And that bag is like, honestly, people sleep on Longchamp. Like Longchamp are making fabulous bags, fantastic quality, and they're so well priced. And I was like, your bag is like, yeah, you know, it looks good. And she was like, this bag is everything, okay? And you know, if quality is so important, there are many brands out there that you can try out that are, you know, heavy hitters in their own right. Longchamp bags are fantastic quality. Goyard bags are, you know, beautiful quality as well. So I just wanted to share that. Like, okay, I guess like my first unpopular opinion is I don't understand people who continuously buy from Louis Vuitton and complain about quality. I will never understand it. And I think that there are a lot of people who are like, I'm going to continue buying from Louis Vuitton, complain about quality, okay? And then I'm going to return those items, further annoying my SA, further affecting my status at the brand or at that particular boutique. You know, and one thing I must say that I've noticed that LV are doing is they're really like, they seem to be focusing a lot on their VIPs. I've seen a lot of Louis Vuitton VIPs posting like videos of like VIP events. They tend to throw VIP events for like trunks and exotics. And I've noticed that they're throwing those events and They don't even seem to mind if people film them and stuff, because people seem to be filming them very publicly, and posting them on Instagram, posting them on TikTok, and I mean at least LV is like very open about that. They're not like Hermes, where like, no, you can't film anything. Has anyone seen the Hermes sales videos? You know, they're so fantastic. I've been watching so many of them. They're so great to watch, and everyone is petrified of vlogging inside. I would be terrified. I wouldn't even like take a picture because I wouldn't want to be listed from Hermes, you know? Whereas Louis Vuitton, when it pertains to like the VIPs and big spenders, they're much more open. They're happy for them to post things on social media. They really want to cultivate, you know, a VIP clientele, a clientele of big spenders. If you love Louis Vuitton and maybe you're going to be a, you know, VIP there, or at least a big spender, I think to be a VIP in the US, I think it starts at about $60,000-$70,000 a year, like in terms of spend. Like, you shouldn't be ruining your reputation by returning too many things. I don't know, I just wanted to be clear that I think it's completely fine to return things that are defective and faulty, or if you change your mind, it's okay. Maybe sometimes like when you in the store, the bag looked amazing, and then you come home, you're like, oh my God, I felt really bad because I've overspent. It's completely fine. That reminds me of something I saw in this Cartier group. There was a woman who was like reselling her love bracelet, okay? And she was like, hey guys, this is completely brand new from the Cartier boutique. It literally didn't even have like a fingerprint. It was brand new. And people were like, why are you reselling it? Why don't you just go return it? She's like, no, I'm growing my relationship with my SA, and my SA seemed really happy that, you know, she made a sale with me. I really need the money. Like, I have a financial problem, but I don't want to like ruin my relationship with my SA for later, because there might be like other things I want to buy, and I want to have a good relationship. So obviously she wants to have a good relationship, so, you know, she can be invited to events, she can get, you know, cool, you know, gifts, you know, and things like that. So I think if that's important to you, and it is important to some people, don't do excessive returns. And furthermore, don't ruin it for the rest of us who really like this brand. I do have a theory when it comes to Louis Vuitton returns. I do think a lot of the returns are for canvas. I don't feel like a lot of the returns are for leather and exotics, and even they're ready to wear. I know someone who does not buy canvas from LV at all. They only buy on-print pieces and ready to wear. And this person was telling me, like, I just don't get why people are just like always whinging and moaning about LV's quality. I was like, well, you don't buy canvas, and people seem to complain about the canvas. And this person like bluntly told me, like, if you don't like it, you should leave. I'm like, listen, telling people to leave Louis Vuitton. People don't want to leave Louis Vuitton. It's like a romance that you can't stop thinking about. People love this brand, and they want to kind of suffer through it and hope that things get better. I'd love to know what you guys think about people who do too many returns. I have said to you many times, I think one of the most famous return stories on this channel that I talked about was in one of my Chanel videos. Most of you know about this. If you haven't, let me just quickly tell you, there was like a woman in the Chanel Beverly Hills boutique in California, USA, who returned a bag, a flat bag, that she, quote her words in the Google review, tried on at home a few times. Girl, please, that bag is not new, girl, okay? And I remember telling you guys that if I was the manager, I would not have given her that refund. She's so lucky, okay? Because I'd be like, oh, please, like, you've used this. And then I saw someone else on Facebook post, like, that they've been trying to get, like, a refund from a mess, they can't get one. I mean, I think, in my opinion, like, I think that just use common sense. I think, as usual, common sense will always prevail. And just be respectful. This is someone's job. Don't constantly buy, return. Don't use returns as a way to try things on at home or try before you buy. That is not cool at all, and that's completely bang out of order, and I just don't think that you should be doing that. Okay, now we're here. Let's talk about my very unpopular Louis Vuitton opinions, okay? I hope that you're ready. You don't have to agree with them. This is how I feel. My first really unpopular Louis Vuitton opinion is Louis Vuitton literally doesn't care about canvas clients at all. They only care about people who are buying leather. I'm actually convinced of this because I have literally been reading people's experiences. There's even a change in a difference in how people who shop for canvas, when they write their Vuitton reviews, because they'll tend to say what bag they purchased, their reviews are like tough and hard. And people who say, oh yeah, I went to buy this unprop piece, I had such a great experience. I was offered champagne, I was offered water. Louis Vuitton fundamentally do not care about nurturing that relationship with canvas. Canvas is always going to be there. Canvas won't be discontinued. We know that. But I'm saying my unpopular opinion is Louis Vuitton actually doesn't care about the canvas consumer. I like Louis Vuitton and I like Louis Vuitton's products. And I think that on the lifestyle side, if you like those lifestyle items, so like, I think the notebooks are on the website, the notebooks are under this section called the Art of Living or something like that. Is that the name of the section on the site? I think it's that section. Like the lifestyle pieces, I think are really, really nice. I've told you guys before, I think that their lifestyle items are made to very, very high quality. And even when Edwin went to buy me the Game on Clémence notebook, he told me that his experience at Louis Vuitton was very, very nice. And they treated him really well. When he was like, oh, I want to buy notebooks, they were like really, really nice to him. I think that they want those like lifestyle people. And I just feel like for them, they don't want to deal with canvas, and they actually fundamentally don't actually respect the canvas consumer. That's just my opinion. Now let me be clear, I actually like canvas items. I like a lot of their canvas items, but I also like their leather. I also like the trunks. Of course, I love their exotics as well. So for me, I feel like I just like the brand in general, but I know there are many of you who just like, you know, the canvas pieces. I think that if you're a VIP at Louis Vuitton, like you're going to be able to get any canvas items you want to get. But I think unless you're willing to like get up at like 6 a.m. on the website, okay, and sit there and buy canvas and stuff, I feel like Louis Vuitton is just like, no. I feel like they also feel like they can't nurture canvas customers to buy other stuff. And I think that's something else that I've noticed, because in a lot of these Louis Vuitton reviews around the world, a lot of people are complaining that the essays are trying to force them to buy other products, buy this, and I think that's something that they're trying to do. And if they feel like you can't do that, they're just kind of tired. I read this other review on the Champs-Elysees page of Google reviews, and this person was saying how they wanted to, you know, try on a canvas bag, but the essay like was just like, okay, but really quickly I have an appointment with another client. And then the person was like, okay, and then the client arrives and the client is like trying on emprunt pieces, okay, and they were like next to each other, and that person just felt really ignored and felt bad about themselves. I actually think that's by design, and I think that if you're someone who is making an appointment for ready to wear, for the trunks, for the exotics, for the emprunt pieces, I just do fundamentally think that they want to nurture you way more than someone who's just buying canvas all of the time. My second unpopular Louis Vuitton opinion is I don't think it's useful to just constantly focus on the quality issues of this brand. As I told you guys before, there are many brands out there that make superb products, in my opinion. I think Longchamp is completely slept on, and I'm definitely going to be talking about them soon. They've got some beautiful products. When I saw my sister and I was looking at her pliage, you know, it is a superbly made bag. It is absolutely superb. And I feel like kind of harping on and on and on and on about quality, I think it just kind of gets a bit redundant at this point. They are not going to improve the quality of their canvas. That's not going to happen. So you either have to accept that or you don't. And I think something that most people should probably come to terms with is you're buying this because it's Louis Vuitton. You're not buying it because it's a canvas item that, you know, oh, it's this and this and this. You're buying it because it is a Louis Vuitton item and you are into the brand. There's nothing wrong with being into brands. Frankly, luxury shopping doesn't exist without brands. I just feel like it's just getting so redundant hearing people complain about canvas quality. Just my opinion. Just my opinion, okay? Don't be mad at me. But it's getting a bit redundant hearing about quality, but you still want to buy their products to complain about them, buy them again, to complain about them. My next unpopular opinion is I think Louis Vuitton are actually moving to an Hermes style model where they want to be the ones who figure out like who are the ideal customers for their brand. I feel like that's what's going on right now. I'm going to be doing a Louis Vuitton dragging video, and this time I will be including the home boutiques. When by home boutiques, I mean the Louis Vuitton African stores, Cape Town, Johannesburg. I believe there's a Vuitton boutique in Casablanca in Morocco, so I'll be featuring those ones. That video is coming next week, so make sure you're subscribed. Because I know I'm always doing dragging of videos. I never show the African ones. They are African. They are luxury boutiques in Africa, so I'll be showcasing that. And the reviews for the Johannesburg and Cape Town Vuitton stores are not good, honey. Okay, people are really upset at the way they're being treated. I think Louis Vuitton is taking on what Hermes is doing, like that kind of not in all boutiques, obviously, but that kind of coldness. And they want to be the ones who kind of give people the cold shoulder who they think don't have money. I have noticed a lot of reviews on Google, on Yelp for Louis Vuitton, talk about how they feel like they're being judged based on what they're wearing, based on how they're dressed. And I don't feel like it used to be like that, but I am noticing many people have been saying how they feel like they're being really judged a lot, and that's something of Hermes's playbook. You know, when you watch my Hermes dragging videos, Hermes is always like, you know, looking people up and down, like, do you have any money? You know, that's what they're thinking in their head. And I think LV is now kind of taking that on, because they really just want to find those like big spenders, VIPs, to constantly buy their stuff. You know, we've talked about how Vuitton is like really taking their fine jewelry seriously. I was looking at their watches the other day. I couldn't believe how expensive their watches were. Some of their watches are like even more expensive than Hermes's watches, which are just also just ridiculously priced as well. I really feel like they are also kind of transitioning to this, they're transitioning now to being a little bit more colder in their boutiques as well, particularly for people who are, you know, going for those canvas items. They want to make it a bit harder for you. I would love to know what you think of my Louis Vuitton unpopular opinions, so make sure that you tell me. And if you have some of your unpopular opinions, share them in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe as well. Hit notifications. So I asked you guys yesterday to ask me some questions. Some of you did, thank you. So I wanted to answer some of them now. Meredith asked me, I know you like exotics, but what about mink? Louis Vuitton do some beautiful mink pieces. They have the most amazing pink mink capucine coming in December that I'm desperate for. Yes, Meredith, honey, I know exactly the capucine you're talking about, okay? And yes, it's coming in December, and yes, it's mink. It's absolutely stunning. I know the one you're talking about. It's completely beautiful. I love mink. I think mink is so luxurious. It's so fab. I think that if I lived in if I lived in a cold country, I feel like I would purchase mink in a minute. I feel like also a mink fur coat, for example, I feel like is an investment piece. I mean, obviously fur is not for everyone. You know, obviously for obvious reasons, some people just don't like fur, and I completely respect that if it's not for you. But obviously, most of you know I like exotics and I like fur. I think that mink is very luxurious. There was this like mink, I think it was like a mink pouch or something, and it's like 2,800 euros. It's also really nice. I love their approach to fur. I think it's very nice. There's also this like mink hoodie. I think it's from the menswear line. I'll put up a picture on the screen. I think it's 20,000 euros. Again, this is one of those like statement pieces that really stands out. It has to be your personal style. You have to like logos for this piece, and it goes without saying you have to like fur. Today I was watching this documentary that Jennifer Lopez posted on her YouTube channel about behind the scenes of her Global Citizen concert, and she had like Ja Rule, she had LL Cool J as well. They were performing songs together. It was really cool to see that. I really liked a lot of her earlier music. is really good, very fun. But in one of the scenes, she's like walking through New York, and she's got on this fur coat. Honey, Meredith, okay, listen, that coat, I don't think that was mink. I think it's sable, but it's absolutely stunning. Or it could have been fox fur, but yeah, it's completely beautiful. I think that those fur coats, like if you like them, they are statement pieces and they really do stand out. I know that fur isn't for everyone, but I think the mink capucine that's coming, I think it's so luxurious, so beautiful. I think it's completely worth it. I know that you're in Australia. I'm very curious to know like what would be the Australian dollar price for that one. But yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful. The next question is from Shani Cole. She asked me on Instagram, thank you for your question. You said, well, question. You said no question, but would like to hear your thoughts on rejecting a quota bag. Yes, this is so good. Okay. This is what I think, and this is my honest to God's opinion. I think if you're in a non-competitive location, I think it's okay to reject a quota bag once. I don't think it's okay to reject more than twice. My opinion, okay? In a non-competitive store, I think if you're in a super competitive location like the Palo Alto boutique, the San Francisco boutique, I think the Seattle one, for those of you in the US, Hong Kong, Hong Kong and the Shanghai store in China, the Tokyo boutique, the Tokyo Ginza boutique in Japan. Those stores are very competitive. I think rejecting a quota bag there, like once, I think that's really going to put you down the pecking order. You should still reject something you don't like. You should only buy things you're passionate about. I still think that it depends on how flexible you are. Some people are very rigid, you know, in their kind of view on what to get. And I'm so glad that you asked this question, Shani Cole, because I was thinking, like, when I go to Paris, like, I like yellow. I don't remember the last time I purchased a yellow bag, to be honest, but I do like the color and I do wear it. If they offered me like a Jean Poussin color, would I take it? Absolutely, I take it. Okay, it's a quota bag. Of course, I'm going to take it. I think in a super competitive location, you shouldn't reject a bag. I think in a less competitive location, you can reject a bag. I don't like the idea of rejecting a bag more than once in either situation. I feel like if you reject a bag twice, I feel like, you know, particularly in a very competitive location, the essay is going to be like, let me move on. You know, to someone who's going to accept the offer. I have also seen, like, in on social media, people saying how, you know, I think at FSH you can absolutely reject a bag that you don't like. You know, if I go to FSH, you know, with Edwin, and we're there and I'm offered a bolide, I don't like the bolide, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not going to take your bolide, okay? I saw someone on Facebook talking about how they offered a bolide and their heart was, like, literally at the bottom of their stomach because it was so devastating. I wish I would take a bolide if it was offered at FSH. I would not take a bag that I didn't like. I also don't like the Gypsy. As much as I love Jean-Paul Gaultier, you know, I couldn't take a bag. And to be fair, those are not quota bags, but you get what I'm saying. And even at FSH, there are other people who are offered bags that they don't like. Like, I remember someone else on Facebook was saying how they wanted a Kelly 25. They were offered like a Kelly 32. I mean, I love the Kelly 32, but if your heart is set on the Kelly 25, then you should reject the bag that you're not passionate about. You still have to be passionate about it. So yeah, fundamentally, I'm okay with you rejecting a bag in a non-competitive location, but any of those super competitive stores, you shouldn't reject it. If you're in the Palo Alto store, which I think at the moment is kind of taking the cake as the most competitive boutique in the US, with San Francisco as well, those two boutiques in California, you probably shouldn't be rejecting a bag at this point. Like, that's just my feeling. I know it's not popular, but it's how I feel on it. My next question is from Moni Diva. Thank you for asking me a question. How much for those bags? Because I had posted the Chanel heart bag on my Instagram stories. By the way, make sure you go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And you said how much for those bags. I don't know how much those bags are going to be because obviously the catwalk show has just come out. I am willing to put money that in pounds sterling, the Chanel heart bag is going to be about £4,000. I want to say this now, so let's revisit in, I feel like around February, March is when we'll have an idea of how much the bag will be, because we'll see those leaked pictures and stuff. I think in pounds sterling it'll be about 4,000. I also feel like the Chanel heart bag in US dollars will be about maybe just under $6,000. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be $6,000. The reason why I say that is because the Game On Cœur heart bag from Louis Vuitton, from the Cruise 2021 collection, that bag is being resold for $6,000. I do think Chanel do look and see what other brands are doing, and they probably know that the Game On Cœur bag and the Game On Fall in Love heart bag, those bags are super hot at resale. So they're going to price those heart bags like very high as well. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for asking me those questions. I hope we can do questions like often during Vlogtober. I really hope that you have been enjoying these videos. I hope you're not sick of me. Okay, tomorrow is Sunday, so I won't be posting, so you guys get a break from me. But I'll be back on Monday with more videos. So I really hope you've been liking these. I'd love to hear your feedback. I got some feedback from some of you saying how you like my videos, giving me video ideas. Thank you so much for that. I have so many cool videos coming up next week. I just really hope that, you like what I'm doing. I really appreciate your support. I can see there are more of you now on Instagram who say hello. I can see there are more of you on Facebook. Thank you so much to those who've been following me on Facebook. Please make sure you go say hello on there as well. And TikTok, I'm a little bit more aggressive there now. I'm taking it seriously. My husband was like, okay, look at you on TikTok. Like, you're on TikTok. You're like really trying to go for it over there. I'm like, I'm trying to make it happen. So make sure you go say hello on all of those socials. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. I definitely have an Hermes video coming up next week about the so-called bag ban of the US. So that's coming up next week. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications. God bless you guys. And I'll see you on Monday in my next video.